All right, so we had a few inquiries on how to make distance between two bends, whether they're bends in the same direction or bends in the opposite directions, less than 3/4 inch. Typically, we say that anything under 3/4 inch on a portable siding brake is not exactly possible or feasible, simply due to the fact that the distance between the front of the anvil and the distance between the front of the hinge is typically around the 3/4 mark. I'll show you guys two different methods on how to make a J with less than 3/4 inch height, and then two bends that are reversed from one another with less than 3/4 inch as well. The J method I've developed myself, trying to find ways to make consistent pieces. All right, so the first step, we're going to cut two pieces of coil stock at 4 inches. We've set our stopper tool at 8-inch distance. So the first bend, the first cut, we'll cut a piece at 8 inches. Now we'll cut the second 4-inch piece. So just adjusting our stoppers, 4 inches. Run the material against the stoppers, and then we'll come back. All right, so now we'll start with our J with less than 3/4 inch thickness. So first bend will be our hem bend, full hem bend, safety bend. So full crimp, take the material out, complete your full crimp. Now we'll go flush with the front of the hinge so that we have 3/4 face. Make your bend. So now typically the issue would be we would have to go with the front of the hinge. Simply because if you try and go halfway, as soon as you start bending, the piece of material tends to slip in. So in order to overcome that, what I personally like to do is I use a piece of wood. So whether you use a 1/4 round or in this case a doorstop, use a piece of wood that has the finish thickness that you would like. I think this one has 3/8, and we'll insert the piece of wood between our last bend and our L shape and the anvil. So apply slight pressure so that you can kind of lock the material in, and then make sure that you push the material tight against the wood, which will be tight against the anvil, and finish locking your brake. Now we'll do our bend, but because there's wood, we can only go to a certain about 45-degree distance. So go as far as you can, relieve the hinge, and now remove the piece of wood. What we've done in this first step is we've created a weakness on that bend, on that ridge. But now that the weakness is there, we can finish our 90 degrees. So you'll see it didn't slip up from under us. So as you'll see here, we got a full, nice 3/8 thick J with your nailing flange. So that's the tip for the first trick. So now for our second trick on making two bends opposite from one another with less than 3/4 inch distance. We'll set up our magnetic measuring tool. So we'll go to the 2-inch mark. So typically you would start and you would do your full bend at 90 degrees. What we want to do in this instance, because we want less than 3/4 inch and we need to clear the front of the hinge for our reverse bend, we'll start a 45-degree bend. So now that we have our 45-degree bend, we'll insert the material in the brake, and we're going to leave about 3/8, 5/16 between the top of the ridge, if that's the measurement that we want, and the front of the anvil. Lock the brake in place firmly, and because we have made the first bend on a 45, the material is sitting a little bit over the edge, which allows us to go less than 3/4. So now we'll do our full bend at 90 degrees. So this is kind of our second bend. And now we'll go back to the original first bend. So make sure you push it against the anvil so that the first bend lines up perfectly where you want it. Lock the brake firmly, and then complete your second 45 degrees to give you your first 90. So as you'll see here, we have a nice 1/4 inch, 5/16 bend along the hallway. So this is a method I was taught. If you guys have any other techniques, let us know. But this is how you go around to doing a bend less than 3/4 inch between two distances for different bends.